have the first lead of these two runs. Walker's local here to the Seattle area, grew up through the Evergreen Pro Drift circuit, so proof that you can get there eventually.
Might give him a little bit of an advantage, being that this is his home track. Both V8 cars, 240 chassis, one S14, one S13.
Wow, Walker getting real high on the wall, tiptoeing that yellow line. Didn't look like, oh, Walker gets into the same wall.
A little too aggressive from Walker Wilkerson. Great banking and then a little too hot into that power alley. And, you know, very similar to what JR and Essa did.
Yeah,
if
very
track
interesting.
Conditions haven't changed out there. Or as a driver, I know often you just get excited, so.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to take a look at this replay, see exactly what happened. But coming off the bank, you know, Walker had a great line. But as you said, you know, track conditions is definitely starting to cool off. There's definitely some shade that's starting to cover the exit of the bank area. You can see the cars in the shade here. Coming down through this transition, there's still a lot of sun on that part of the track, so it's probably still a little bit slicker.
Absolutely. And another thing is, you know, that's different from years past. A lot of the years past, we had a lot more runoff. There wasn't an outer clipping zone, so we didn't have to focus as drivers on actually being out so far. And I think with track conditions and being, you know, such an important time in the season with battles, you know, everybody's going to push hard. So that may be an area where battles are lost and won this weekend.
Definitely, and overall, this track has changed a little bit.
It has.
The layout, it's shifted a little bit to the left as we sit in the judges' stand. So it's definitely a lot longer of a power alley, and it's defined by that K-rail wall that hasn't always been a K-rail wall. I know it was chalked for a while and started with some K-rail last year, but it's definitely a lot more substantive this year. So
absolutely,
very intimidating.
The first time it's dragged out and actually been an outer clipping zone or a second outer clipping zone. So, and it's really not that wide out there. In years past, there was a lot of room, a lot of interpretation of line, and I know Formula D is doing a great job to kind of make all the drivers get on the same line and put on a good show for the crowd. I know that's the root of what everybody's trying to do out here is put on a good show.
So you can see in the upper left corner of your screen, Walker Wilkerson, some of the Falken Tire guys getting over there to check out the damage, see what might be broken, see if anything's fixable. I haven't heard of a 5-minute call yet, but we're also checking out some of the issues with our starting line, the VLED system. This is a new system that just debuted at this event. Previously, we've had a VLED starting light, but this system shuts off at random intervals, and I know some of the drivers had some concern about that randomness, so that might be what they're discussing. But it looks like Walker's pulling to the line right now, which is a great sign. Checking out that alignment to make sure everything feels straight to him.
Looks like Falken, you know, they've got a good crew, so probably had no problem getting any minor work back together. And it looks like we're going to line up and see what this battle brings for us.
Yeah, Matt Powers on the right. He's sitting in 10th overall entering this weekend. Walker Wilkerson is just outside of the top 20. So Matt Powers is going to be leading that V8 S14 Need for Speed Nitto tires. You can see Walker Wilkerson, pretty good angle so far. A little bit of a gap between the two, but nothing that should be too big of a deduction. Wow, you really start to see Walker get close here. Now Matt able to carry through that outside line. Walker has very little angle through the outside clip around the final two inner clipping points and across the finish line. I think Walker may have had some shallow angle coming out of the power alley. That may have been enough, combined with the collision with the wall in the first run, to end his day. But let's take a look at the replay. Kyle, give us a walkthrough of this.
Well, yeah, you definitely have Matt Powers with a strong initiation and able to hold that high line, and I think that's what, you know, not only the fans want to see, but you want as a driver and as the judges. We'll see what they decide. But Matt obviously had a smooth, consistent run here, and I think with Walker's contact earlier, that may just be enough. You can see right there Walker having to hit the foot brakes and change angle on the car. So, you know, just a few little choppy things, and I think that might be enough to give it to Matt Powers, who I know is actually very hungry this weekend to have a good finish. And I know Walker's had a tough year as well, but you know, these are both very hard-charging drivers, and Matt Powers with his birthday, he might have a little luck on his side.
You're seeing the crowd chant, "They want one more time." I think it might be a little bit too much to overcome for Walker, but they love supporting their hometown hero. I know, you're a Long Beach native, so at Long Beach you have a big crowd presence.
Yeah, having a hometown support is really important, and that's tough for Walker to have had